lovelies, it's Curvy Lexie and I'm back at you today with a new video. So well, normally we do talk a lot about body positivity and everything that is dealing with plus size, tips, etc. But today I actually wanted to discuss something totally different, but it's just as much part of my everyday. As some of you know, maybe at least the one that follows me on Instagram, I travel quite a bit for my work, also for my personal life obviously, but my everyday job is in tourism, and like everyone in tourism, I love traveling and I make the most of it. So I do go especially to France quite often, and there's this time of the year where actually my luggage is always open and I come in and out all the time to France, like almost every week I'm traveling. So I became quite an expert in the traveling industry, but also in how to pack very quickly and efficiently. So actually my topic today is going to be for those travel size toiletries for carry-on luggage. So basically what I wanted to explain is that, as I said, every week almost, or at least during my high season, I'm traveling every 1 to 2 weeks for 2 or 3 days here and there to meet my clients. So I have got used to pack and unpack and repack all the time, and obviously, like everybody, I made quite a lot of mistakes at the beginning because I didn't know really what to put in my luggage and what I couldn't put in my luggage. But believe me, I passed airport security so many times now that I kind of became an expert and know everything I need to use or not use. And the main issue for most of us, especially for us women, is actually the travel size toiletries, because we never really know what we can take and what we can't take, and especially how much we can take, and we do have a lot of things to bring with us. So these are little tips here and there that I can give you at least. So I know you know that, but just to remind you, I have to remind you first of all that all products cannot be accepted if they are beyond 100 millimeters. This is the norm, at least in Europe, and also part of the TSA security rules. So you have to respect this 100 millimeters for the liquids, otherwise you cannot carry over that. Then you have to be careful because you have a mini travel plastic bag that I'm going to present you here. And this mini bag cannot be open, it has to stay closed all the time. So you need to be sure that whatever you put inside doesn't go beyond, because otherwise security will not accept it, okay? So those packs, you have to pack it up with everything you have that is under 100 millimeters. So avoid all your big shampoos, all the big like shower gels, creams and everything you want. Honestly, it's worthless and it takes a lot of space, and if at the end you end up passing security and securities take them away from you, you are honestly just going to be gutted, because that will be all lost because you cannot get them back at the end of it. So what I have done is actually I have got used to only buy things like I have a special travel pack that I'm using each time I'm going away, just to be sure that I just need to take this off my luggage when I'm passing through security, and I'm out in a minute, because it's kind of a waste of time each time that security has after to check your luggage to ensure that you're not bringing anything illegal. So these are a few examples of, like me as a woman, you might want to bring with you and need to be sure you have. So as I say, first, ensure that you do not go beyond the size, which is the normal size. You can fill it up more, it's just the minimum, but as I say, it has to close. If it can't close because it's too it's like bursting inside, then they will say no to it and they will take off things from it as much as they want, as long as it closes. So keep control of the things and avoid having security in the middle of what you want to bring with you. What I would advise you, so it's always to bring travel size items. Most of us do not travel for more than like a week or 2, and even 2 or 3 days here and there, so especially for the carry-on luggage. So normally if you're going like for carry-on luggage, that means that you're traveling for what, 2, 3 nights, 4 nights maybe, if you don't pack too much, but never like for 2 weeks. So be careful with this. Here for example, mini size, it's a 80 millimeters, and that's already quite a lot shampoo, but I normally actually have a smaller one than this that I carry on with me. You can bring some mini facial cleanser just to be sure that you can wash your skin. I would go also with the obvious the mini toothpaste, which is definitely my favorite. I have that all the time in my bag, and I also have one all the time in my travel purse, just to be sure that I cannot go against security, because I noticed that nowadays hotels are actually pretty helpful, because most time they will always give you shower gel and the basics, sometimes like a body lotion. So maybe you can avoid taking the mini shower gel if you want to get some more space. But however, what hotels don't do is actually they do not provide you for the toothpaste. So never forget this one, it's a must for sure. Then I put a coconut milk mask, because if I wash my hair during the trip, for sure I will need that. Some lip balms and some body scrubs, more or less. That's the things that I need, the most important one. But what I would like to say is that obviously lots of those things have to fit in a little pouch. You can bring this one, but this one is going to be for the rest of your things. So everything that is makeup related and not automatically liquid related. So be careful about how you split also what you need in your luggage. But there are many stuff that you can do if you're not sure, first, of the size, if something is big enough or not. Second, if you don't want to buy everything on purpose just for the traveling, because it's a one-off occasion. So you can be careful and buy new stuff like this, for example. So what I would advise you is to buy those little plastic bottles. They are actually made for airports. You can find that about more or less everywhere, but for us in UK, I would say like shops like Boots, etc. But everywhere where you have like some traveling or products for everyday use, toiletries, you will find this type of little boxes and little bottles. At least they are adapted to the travel size regulations, so you can ensure that whatever you put inside, it will match. For example, if you don't want to bring your whole micellar water, for example, for the makeup, you can put just a bit here. Or shampoo, for example, if you don't want just to bring your whole bottle of shampoo, you can fill it up with this, and at least you know you're within regulation. And for example, this one is good for creams. Like, for example, when I'm traveling, my day creams or night creams, I put them in those little size. I put enough to last for like a week, and that should be good, so at least I don't have to worry. But what you have to be careful is actually obviously to optimize the space that you have. So if you can, from time to time, try to mix with different stuff, if that can be changed. Like, for example, instead of taking some any kind of water or any kind of makeup remover, etc., but a liquid one, just actually take some wipes instead, for example. At least you don't have to put them into the little plastic bag. You can just put them in the luggage, and that's a bit of space, for example, that you have saved. So those ones are really excellent. Actually, it's tea tree ones, really good for the skin. So just put this in your carry-on luggage, and that's all fine. Then I can advise you also for shampoos, because obviously shampoo is something that we all need, especially when we travel for like a week or something. So maybe you can go for dry shampoo instead, or like, which is the size of a mini deodorant, for example. That takes less space, and that's really good. Or you can go even better. You take some like dry shampoo like this, which is just very small. That you can use that for quite a while, and this is great for use because it takes absolutely no space in your little plastic bag. So this is definitely a great purchase when you're traveling, and especially if you're going to countries where you will not have access to most of comforts that you used to. At least ensure you have your dry shampoo to be sure you can wash your hair whenever you want to, etc. So then perfumes, obviously perfumes is the more important, because nobody will leave on holiday most time without taking a perfume. That's part of our everyday use, but perfumes take so much space. If I base myself on regulation, I could take this one actually, because it's like a 70 millimeters, I think, and it would definitely fit. But how much space would it take in the plastic bag? That is massive, and then I cannot take anything else. So in this case, I would say go for that, like a 15 millimeter size, maximum 30 mil, but not more than this, because this could last you at least a month. So it's not like you're gonna miss or lack perfume or anything like this. So go for the practical and do not go more than this. Or the best, honestly, is actually, you know, sometimes in all those shops they're actually giving you some like nice samples here and there. The size of a mini sample is lasting at least for a good week, so just put that in your makeup, well, in your little plastic bag, but yeah, just put those little samples, 1 or 2, and you're covered for at least a week or 2. So I think that's normally what I do, actually, just using the samples. Then if you want to do some face mask, I don't know where you're going, but sometimes, you know, especially for the morning, you might want to rest your skin, do a face mask or something. Same thing, instead of taking like a gel one, liquid, anything to clean up, take the pads. That is very useful, and that doesn't take space. You can just slide this in your bag, nothing is going to take space in your luggage, and at least it's no problem, and you don't have any issues with security. So this is definitely a must use. Everything like this, which looks like a sample size or very flat, is actually great use for when you're packing, just to be sure that you're making the most of the size you're having in your carry-on luggage. So, and I think that's actually all for today. That was a short video, but I just wanted to give you the best, to be sure that when you're traveling next, you know exactly what you have, what you can bring, what you can't bring, and how it's gonna go. So this is all for today. Don't forget, please, to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check also my Instagram as usual, Lexie28, and thank you again for all the support you're giving me from the beginning. So I truly appreciate that. So I wish you a lovely, lovely day, and I speak to you soon. Take care. Au revoir. Bye.